You know, I often said that it's the worst since the 1930s, but yeah, the financial shock, but the economy is nowhere near as bad, certainly as the 1930s, but even of the 1980s. You know, three important variables macroeconomists look at are inflation, interest rates, and the unemployment rate. All right? Inflation back in 1980 hit 14.8% year over year. All right? The latest tick that we got is 0.1% year over year now. So basically, we had 14% inflation. We have no inflation now. Interest rates on long-term government bonds, 15.9%. By the way, this is something I should have mentioned before. Remember when you took a look at the PE ratios on stocks and you see them around 10? The last time they were this low was in the early 1980s. The last time they were as low as they are now. And you know why they were that low? Because you could have turned around and put your money in a 10-year government bond guaranteeing you 16% per year. You can go on a 30-year bond guaranteeing you 14% a year. Is that not competition to stocks? Oh yeah, my God it is. And that's why stocks were selling so very low. There's no competition to stocks today. And yet it is still as low as it was in the early 1980s. 2%, 2.5% on the 10-year government bond. Now I want to pose an interesting question to start you thinking. And it probably could be a thesis here in terms of trying to get at the answer. Bear Stearns, Lehman, Morgan Stanley, we can go through all of them. They all survived the Great Depression. And we heard that, you know, it's a 100-year-old company, a 120-year-old company. They all survived the Great Depression, which had 10 times the shock, almost, as you can see in GDP drop, than what we've had today. Why did they go under now? What was the difference now? Well, how did they survive that? They all survived that. They didn't go bankrupt. They all survived that. And yet they could not survive the shock that we had right now.